I was born in Kansas in 1884 and lived in Topeka till I was 18, moved to New York, and lived in New York until I was 45, never once wishing that I could have a garden. Then my husband, we had been married just a few months, and he said, would you like to live in the country? And without even knowing that I would, I said, oh, yes. And he bought this place, and we hadn't been here more than 10 minutes that I wasn't out there looking at the lilac bush and the apple trees and so on. And immediately I got thrilled about gardening. Knew nothing about it. Had a place twice too big, plowed up, and my brother and one or two other people told me what to do, and I did it for almost 15 years, according to the way everybody else was doing it, with commercial fertilizer and poison spray and plowing. Hired a man to come and plow, and the plowman was always late, and I was always dying to get out there and get things in earlier than I could. Now, this is how this happened, the way I garden now. One morning in early April, I went out to the garden, couldn't do anything, just went out to shed a tear because I couldn't begin to plant. The plowman hadn't come. I walked over to the asparagus, and I said, we don't have to plow for you. Why do we have to plow for the other vegetables? And the asparagus said, you don't. Go ahead and plant. If the asparagus had said that to anybody with any sense, they wouldn't have paid any attention. They would have said, well, you're a perennial, because asparagus, like a tree or like a rose bush, just comes up every year. But anyway, since I wasn't very smart, I just ran and got my seeds and planted them, and that's been going on for 35 years. I never had a plowman again. If I told you that the way I garden is very little work, you wouldn't know what I mean, because you don't know what I call very little work. You might think that I meant I only work 6 hours a day instead of 12. So I'm going to tell you exactly how I garden. I have a vegetable garden, 45 by 50, in which I grow vegetables for 2 people all the year round. I'm sorry to make you jealous, but I haven't been in a supermarket for at least 14 years. I grow all the vegetables for the 2 of us, freeze the surplus, and do all of that work myself. I have a few flower beds, not big ones, but a few. I do all that work. I do all of my housework, my cooking, and I answer a terrible lot of mail, and I